Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of April 13th. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my cult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If you have a question you want to ask the cards, you'll find information on how to get a private reading below. And if you want to learn how to read the cards, you'll find information on my beginner's course below. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot with Tiger's Eye, the Tarot de Marseille with Soda Light, and the new Palladini Tarot with Moss Agate. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which Oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And as always, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, Group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. And by the way, the page of coins flipped over while I was shuffling for you. So, let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, let's just adjust. This should be nice for you. Whoops. Beautiful. I'll see you right now. Group 1, before I give you your reading, I just want to go on a rant on something that annoys me about this deck because it ties into something that I noticed immediately, which is that all the backgrounds are either blue or yellow. But that's not true because, well, it is true like physically with these cards. This is the deck that you chose. But in the traditional cards, this and this have gray backgrounds. And this is the thing that annoys me the most about this deck. And I knew this going in. Like, if you're gonna honor Pamela Coleman Smith's work this faithfully, but still change things, that's the most annoying way to do it to me. But that being said, let's go into your reading proper. This is Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. This is the best way to sum up this energy. When the upright cards are the 2 of Coins and the 4 of Cups, and the Fool at the bottom of the deck underpinning the entire message. And the reverse cards are the 9 of Coins, King of Cups, and Ace of Swords. This is having a pretty good idea what you need to do, or having a good idea of your goal or what you want to strive for, and having a good idea of how to do it, and knowing that you can and that you have everything that you need to do it, but still feeling uneasy about it for some reason. This is usually feelings of, worthiness, also fear of, people that are important to you resenting you if you actually pull it off. That's a big one for me personally. And yeah, those are usually the sources for vibes like this. And I would encourage you to not do anything actually stupid, but, given that the Ace of Swords and the 9 of Coins are in this reading, even though they are reversed, I would still encourage the Fool to take the leap here. This is the dog jumping in with him and not warning him that he's about to fall to his death, But yeah, it's looking like one of those weeks where it's one of those weeks where you can find out what you're capable of, in the sense of your ability to actually implement a plan that isn't perfectly clear, because that could be the other thing. Maybe your hesitation is justified because the ace isn't as clear as you want it to be. However, it is still an ace, and I think it's clear enough and that you're good enough to make this happen. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, Group 2, let's see what we have for you for this week. Okay. Yeah, these cards are skinnier. Okay. That's the 10. Okay. Let's see here. Yep. I'll see you right now. Group two, this isn't looking like a particularly revolutionary week for you because all the pips in the reading are even, so there's a lot of stability. And not only that, the only human depicted in this reading who has an inkling into what's going on in the reading is also the only seated character, being the Queen of Coins here. The Knight of Wands is technically seated also, but his seat has legs and can go places, so that's not the same thing. And yeah, honestly, with 6, 8, and 10 being the pips here, this is looking like a project or an endeavor or whatever this week is about for you, having gone on for a while and taking leaps and bounds towards where you want to go, but it's still not being easy and it might not necessarily feel that way. And yeah, normally what I do with readings like this is that I give advice to every person in the reading. I'm not going to do that this week. I think the Queen of Coins has this covered. I also think the Knight of Wands does too. The person that I'm singling out in this reading is the Juggler here. I think the Juggler is at the biggest risk of making unforced errors or at making the costliest errors because he's the only major arcana card in here and he's looking in the other direction. Yeah, he's looking in the same direction as the queen, but he's not the queen, and he's in front of her. The queen has a better vantage point than he does, even though she's beneath him. My metaphor isn't, it's cracking a bit. But yeah, this is the guy who got to where he is, thinking he's hot shit, because he got to the place that he got to. So he's not entirely unjustified in his cockiness. However, whatever this 6 of Coins, 8 of Cups combo here, he's like way too quick to map this to something that he's seen before, but he hasn't actually. And the Queen has the insights here. So yeah, Juggler, slow your roll this week. That's the only thing that I would say. And it's looking like a week where everyone will be slowing their rolls with the aforementioned all even cards in here. If you like your reading, please give this video a like. And you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 3. Let's see what we have for you for this week. That's 4 of Swords, okay. Don't panic with the Devil reversed. That's the Page of Swords reversed and the 8 of Swords reversed with the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Very interesting mix of energies here. So, yeah, that's a good place to line everything up. All right, I'll see you right now. Group 3, this is looking like a week to not try to force things. As a matter of fact, I would recommend to do the opposite of forcing things. The words, you need to figure yourself out, or you need to figure this out before you make big moves, crossed my mind multiple times. Almost the entire reading is reversed. The only upright cards in all of this are the 4 of Swords. Not exactly the most dynamic card. And the Page of Cups, who isn't technically in the reading. I'm really glad that I figured out what the Page is adding to this mix because most people would probably not like what I have to say about this reading in the sense that, with the Temperance and the Devil both here, both reversed, and the 8 of Swords being the middle card in all this, also in reverse, this is looking like a week of not knowing which way is up, not knowing which way you should go, and not feeling, maybe not having doubt that you're even the right person for the job. That's the Devil Temperance here. That's kind of how these cards play off of each other in reverse in this mix, especially with the Page of Swords here. So yeah, normally for situations like this, and especially with the 8 of Swords being the central card here, I usually go about, think about this week as a series of experiments that you can try. Something that I say a lot is to find what the biggest experiment that you're willing to fail at and still be okay is, and try to go for that. For this week, I don't even think the size of the experiment matters. Even if it's a teeny tiny experiment, I think those are good. I don't think any experiment is too small for you to try this week to just to see if you really have figured it out. Maybe it's just empty self-doubt, or maybe you really do need more rest and recuperation after whatever it is that brought you to this week. But yeah, the Page of Cups here, what he's adding to the mix is to not beat yourself up over this. We all have weeks like this. We all have weeks where we're kind of just not making big advances, but we're kind of figuring shit out. And maybe even sometimes during those weeks, we didn't even figure things out to the point where we wanted to by the time the week is over. That happens to everyone. Just don't beat yourself up over that shit. That's what the Page of Cups is saying. I was sick for an entire weekend a couple weeks ago. I missed a bunch of events that I had planned that week, and it affected the tarot channel also in ways that you're not aware of yet. It also led to the decision that I made that I haven't announced yet. Don't worry, I'm still going to be keeping this channel and keeping it going. That's not the announcement, but it was because of a week like this, or a weekend like this, which kind of spilled over into the following week. But I'm talking about myself now, but I think it is relevant to you. Just don't beat yourself up. We all have weeks like this, okay? If you hated your reading, please give this video a thumbs down, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, let's see what we have here. I really like, I like where the cat ends up, when I line the cards up, something like here. And that is good. Group A, your card is Obstacles. This is I Ching hexagram number 39. And the keywords are unexpected obstructions, frustration, difficulties, feelings of hopelessness, struggle, and discouragement. Listen, this kind of fits into all the readings, unfortunately. But yeah, we all have weeks like this. I think that the ways to navigate energies like this, one of them is the saying, in life you have to care, but not that much. The other is to use this as fertilizer for what comes after. You know, sometimes the obstacle is the way, like the Stoics like to say. And yeah, that's all that's coming to mind right now. Group B, your card is Concession. This is a balsamic waning air moon. Let me just show it to you like that. Let me just look at it myself for real. Okay, the sky clockwise, this could be the Aquarius moon just before the Aries new moon. That could be it. But the actual reading itself, this is very interesting. The concept of concession being the last air moon just before like a new moon or whatever, that kind of energy is, I think that the way it fits into the tarot portion is to ponder the question, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to do without? What concessions are you willing to make to get to where you want to go? You know, this is the how can I say this? This phase, the seventh phase in this deck, it's kind of like just the seeds that you're about to plant just before you know, start the next cycle or whatever. And that in itself requires, you know, choosing which seeds that you're going to plant wisely and choosing which seeds that you're going to leave in the bag. Yeah, Group C, your card is the Lion Spirit. Be generous of spirit. Listen, if there are any Leos watching, I see you, but I'll actually take a moment to think about this. This is funny. This is kind of the opposite of a saying that I hear sometimes, especially cynical people. You know, sometimes the purpose of your life is to serve as a warning to others. This is the opposite of that. Because be generous of spirit, especially considering the tarot portion that I gave. It can seem a bit contradictory, but sometimes maybe the purpose of this week is taking this week in stride and serving as the inspiration for someone else. That could be it, but also try to just be as magnanimous and as generous as you can this week. That might be the attitude that can help you avoid unforced errors. Group D, your card is Appreciation, the moon in Leo. Let me show you that a bit. Let me look at this myself here. Yeah, it's difficult for me to read this beyond the surface level of, try to be, the general, try to practice gratitude and everything like that. Very reinforced by the cornucopia at the bottom of this card, and this lady singing to a bird. She's appreciating the little things. She's she's singing an ode to this bird. And it's just a fucking bird flying by. It's nothing special, but it's special to her. And that is the attitude that you're being invited to take this week. And I think that's a great note to end everything on. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give this video a like. I hope you have a great week. Take care. I'll see you soon.